is a bridge in the U.S. where the dog is raised, the passers-by, even children, all disappear without traces. A bridge that local police acknowledges. There is no way to explain. It is called by the creepy name, Overton Suicide. Overton Bridge on the suburbs of Halifax, Seeds, North Carolina, was built in the early 20th century. Initially, it was just a small concrete bridge across the Roanoke River, serving horse carriage and local farmers. But since the 1,950 seconds, people began to pay attention. The dog raised across the bridge often rushed into the river to commit suicide, even though the water flow was very fast and the bottom was pointed. Many vowed that they held the chain tightly, but the dog seemed to be pulled away by an invisible power. Soon, Overton Bridge became an obsession in the minds of the people of Halifax. Some people living nearby recounted. At night, they heard the sound of true-vang dogs under the bridge, although there was no dog there. There are people who pass the car. The feeling of the wheel seems to be kept for a few seconds, although the road surface is completely smooth. A boy who was mysteriously disappeared after going fishing nearby. The body is never found. Local police initially thought that it was only an accident. Dogs were attracted to wildlife under the bridge, so they plunged down. But the incidents continue. Mother asserted it has no intention of dancing. It seemed to be pulled out. I swear I saw the invisible hand grabbing my son's arm. The boy's body was found a few days later in downstream. And from there, Overton was called Dead Bridge by the local people. After that, many other accidents related to humans occurred. A man walking suddenly lost his balance, falling into the water. A teenage girl climbed up the railing to take photos, but fell down. Although the witness clearly said she was pushed from behind, the researchers came to find the answer. They measured, discovered, under the smell of the fowl and squirrel, animals that dogs were very sensitive. That can explain the dogs plunging. But there are people. Why do many witnesses describe the feeling of being pulled, pushed, not normal fall? A spiritualist said Overton Bridge was built on the ground that had a graveyard of the Indians. The unjust souls were harassed, and they tried to pull any of the living creatures down to place. Although the police have built many warning signs, even blocked the night road, but the phenomena continued. In 2005, a pedestrian saw a gray man standing in the middle of the bridge. But when approaching, the shadow of the person vanished into the air. In 2016, a group of hunting ghosts came to the bridge to record. Their cameras are constantly broken. The battery drops from 100% to 0 after just a few minutes. A group member also heard whispering in his ear. Jump 2021. A tourist lost in this area and disappeared. His car was found at the beginning of the bridge. The door was still open. The car lights turned on, but there was no other trace. Today, the people of Halifax still avoid passing Overton at night. They believe that this place is the door between the world of life and the world of death. The question is left open. Is this just a coincidence, collective psychology, or has a real force that is residing, gradually pulling each soul into the dark water below? Overton Bridge is still standing there, old, silent. But anyone who passes through cannot escape the feeling of overwhelming, as if being invisible eyes from under the river. Do you believe there is an area of the U.S. Ocean where hundreds of ships and planes have disappeared without a trace? A sea where compasses spin wildly, radios go silent, and veteran pilots utter their last words before falling silent. People call that place the Bermuda Triangle. The Bermuda Triangle is located between Florida, Puerto Rico, Bermuda, forming an area of more than 1.1 million kilometers squared. This is the busiest trade route in the Atlantic. But since the 19th century, it has been known as the ship graveyard. Old sailors used to call this area the Devil's Sea because they often saw compasses spinning out of control, thick white fog suddenly appearing, unusually high waves despite clear skies. 1918. The USS Cyclops, an ore carrier with more than 300 sailors on board, went missing. No distress signal was sent. To date, no wreckage has been found. 1881. Sailors on the Ellen Austin discovered a derelict ship with its cargo intact. When they sent someone to take control, just a few days later, the ship disappeared. When they were found, the new crew had all disappeared without a trace. These incidents made the sea a haunting place in the maritime world. On the 5th of December 1945, a squadron of 5 bombers departed from Fort Lauderdale, Florida for training. The pilot's last words were recorded on radio. The compass is broken. Everything is strange. We can't see land. Don't know where we are. The pilots described seeing the sea boiling, the sky dark, in all directions looking the same. The radio then became static. Squadron 19 was lost forever. In particular, the rescue plane sent to find them also disappeared, taking 13 people with it. Many theories have been put forward. Aliens. Bermuda is believed to be a UFO gateway that abducts ships, space-time holes. Many sailors said they felt time distorted, clocks running fast or stopping. Atlantis curse. There is a theory that the city of Atlantis sank to the bottom of Bermuda, and its energy disrupted the magnetic field. Although these theories have no scientific evidence, they have made Bermuda a ghost legend in the middle of the ocean. Not everyone disappeared. Some sailors who survived recounted they saw a bright fog surrounding the ship. The radio was cut off. One person described the feeling of the ship being lifted out of the water for a few seconds and then dropped. A civilian pilot was lucky enough to escape, he recounted. The sky was clear. Suddenly I saw a dark tube-shaped cloud opening like a gate. It was dark inside. The compass needle was spinning wildly. I risked my life to fly through. When I escaped, the clock on the plane showed that I had lost 30 minutes. But in fact, the sun had not moved at all. Scientists have offered many explanations. Methane hydrate gas escaping from the seabed could have caused the ship to lose buoyancy and sink quickly. The Gulf Stream was so strong that it swept away the wreck in a few hours. Natural magnetic disturbances caused the compass to lose direction. But these explanations cannot cover all phenomena, especially the fact that no wreckage was found, no distress signal was sent. Today, Bermuda is still a busy shipping and air route. Modern aircraft often pass through without problems. But the mysteries of history have never been solved. Many adventurous travelers even organize Bermuda tours, hoping to witness the strange phenomenon with their own eyes. Locals still whisper, Bermuda doesn't kill everyone. It only chooses the unlucky ones. The Bermuda Triangle is more than just a body of water. It is a symbol of the fear of the ocean, where people feel small before the mysterious power of nature or some force beyond their understanding. The final question: is Bermuda just a myth made up? Or is it really a gateway to another world? Do you believe there is a hotel in America so famous that it became the inspiration for the famous horror novel, The Shining, where visitors hear children laughing in the empty hallway, doors slamming by themselves, and pianos playing sad music by themselves. That is the Stanley Hotel, Colorado. The Stanley Hotel was built in 1,909 inches Estes Park, Colorado, by businessman Freeland Oscar Stanley. Initially, it was a luxury resort for the upper class, with ancient European architecture. But since the 1,970 seconds, it has become famous not only for its beauty, but also for its haunting. Residents and guests whisper at night. They hear voices talking in empty rooms. The hallways seem endless. The lights flicker. Some visitors wake up in the middle of the night because they feel someone standing at the head of their bed. But when they open their eyes, there is no one. In 1974, writer Stephen King and his wife stayed at the Stanley when the hotel was about to close for the winter. They were the only two guests in the 140-room building. That night, King dreamed of his son being chased down an endless hallway, screaming but unable to escape. He woke up in a cold sweat. That same night, King wrote the idea for the novel The Shining, which later became a horror monument. Many people believe that King had truly touched the spirit of the hotel. The ghost of the owner Stanley. People have repeatedly seen the figure of a man in a white suit walking down the hallway, smiling politely, and then disappearing. The staff believe that it is the ghost of Oscar Stanley, still keeping order for the hotel. Room 217, the most haunted room. In 1911, a maid named Elizabeth Wilson died in room 217 from a gas explosion. Guests said they saw lights turning on and off, furniture moving by itself. Some couples said they woke up to find clothes neatly folded without anyone doing anything. Stephen King was the one who stayed in room 217 during his 1974 trip. Children's voices on the 4th floor. Guests often hear children running and laughing in the hallway on the 4th floor. But when they open the door, the hallway is empty. Some people even see a small white figure hiding in the corner of the wall. The ballroom. Many times, maintenance staff heard the sound of a piano, but when they entered, the room was empty. Some said that the shadow of Mrs. Stanley, Oscar's wife, often sat next to the piano, her hands touching the keys. Many tourists have recounted creepy experiences. A man woke up at 3 a.m., saw a long-haired woman sitting by his bed. When he turned on the light, the room was empty. A group of friends went sightseeing and heard a knock on the door. When they opened it, the hallway was dark. When they turned back, they saw the door slammed shut. A tourist recorded a recording at night in room 217. When played back, the recording could be heard a woman whispering,
"Out! Get out!"
Many paranormal researchers have visited Stanley. They noted electromagnetic devices measured unusually strong fluctuation. Infrared cameras recorded a white shadow passing through the hallway. A video recorded a door opening by itself, even without wind. However, skeptics believe the long hallway and dim lighting can easily cause hallucinations. Many noises are just from the old wooden structure creaking. The waiting for ghosts mentality makes people easily imagine. But how to explain the voices, the captured shadows? Stanley has become a popular tourist destination, especially for those who love horror. People come to try staying in room 217. Join a nighttime ghost hunting tour. Record and take photos in the hope of catching strange phenomena. Many visitors leave with haunting stories, claiming they have encountered something that does not belong to this world. The Stanley Hotel is more than just an ancient building. It is a place between reality and fantasy, where visitors can both relax and face the ghosts of the past. The final question: are those ghosts just imagination? Or are they really souls that cannot leave, forever trapped in the Stanley Hotel?